Hey, this is Josh from Plugin Machine. I did a video last week where I was using Composer to add dependencies to my plugin and write tests for it. I added a Laravel's container. And it works in PHP 7.4, which was what I was working with, but I posted a link to the pull request in the video description and on Twitter, and I saw that the tests were failing for PHP 7.2 and 7.3. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to show how I would fix something like that. So let me share my screen. Let's see, so everything passes for 7.4. But here, we get this, your composer dependencies require PHP 7.4, you're running 7.3. This is when, and then in 7.2, we actually get a much more useful error showing us that Illuminate container, PSR container, they're locked to versions that won't install PHP 7.2. So the first thing I always go to here is to set a platform argument. Did that, doesn't all of it in and of itself solve the problem. No. Do it out of that. So we're going to set platform to 7.2. I already went ahead and did that to see if it would solve the problem. And platform's trying to trick it into installing as if it's in 7.2. And that would have worked if I didn't already have a composer lock, I think. Right, like we had similar errors. Composer lock tells us, tells composer like which versions were last used, like when lock file was written. So I bet you, what I did, I searched for 7.4 and I found it in one place. Where is it? PSR container 1.1.2. And that is not in composer.json, but it's a pretty safe bet. It's coming from Illuminate container. Like that's a sub dependency. So let's search packages for that. We see that it requires PSR container 1.1.1 or later. And 1.1.1 requires PHP 7.2, whereas 1.1.2, there's a problem. And when we come back here to this log file, see we have 1.1.2, we want 1.1.1. So that's how I sort of start figuring out why this doesn't work. And so the question is, I'm starting to think like just install PSR container 1.1.1. That might work. But the question is, if we go back to Illuminate container, what version of that do we have? 8.8, 8.80. And so that was supposed to support 7.2 or later. And so contracts requires 7.3. Yeah, see, that's a problem. With the solution here might be just don't support 7.3, because I can solve this for 7.3. And in fact, let's just do that real quick. I think if we install PSR/container exactly 1.1. See, it put it at 1.0 or later, but that's going to cause exactly this problem that we had before. So let's pin it to that. Those are updated again. Now let's double check our log file. Oh, shoot, I did that in the wrong thing. So we have PSR container. I'll log it in there. Let's delete this. But we have PSR container right here. Let's just run one more time. I get confused between composer.json, which is like the roles in composer.lock, which is the result of the install. So let's just check here for 7.4. I don't see it. I have plenty of things that are going for 7.3 or later. So I'm going to change in composer.json. I'm going to change this to 7.3. Then I'm going to commit this. Let's see what that does. Because it just didn't seem likely that I was going to find a 7.2 compatible thing without this whole house of cards falling over. And I just maybe don't care. Like, use PHP 7.3 or later for this plugin. Let's see what happens. 7.2 didn't work. 7.3 install. That's good. Let's see if we can get it. All right, I ran all my tests. Right, see, container requires PHP 7.3 or later. And this is a Luminant container. Be careful, there are a lot of like, see, like this is contracts. I almost thought that I was back on container. I just kind of look at the end of all these here, 8.49.2. See, the good thing is I've tested and it'll show me if it breaks, but I still don't love this. 8.30, 9.0 even. Last of the 7 series, I think looks like what I'd have to use. I don't love that 8.0.1. Yeah. Next step. That's at 7.3 already. Go in here, bypass the test on 7.2. Right, this is worth looking at when you're reading GitHub Actions. You're going to see a lot of places where it's injected things like matrix.wordpress version. That's coming from here, like it, because there are 3 different entries here. It's going to run 7.3 with WordPress latest and then 7.4 with WordPress latest. So that will run twice. This one will just run. Yeah, 7.3 and 7.4. There's no WordPress in this, so. Last thing that we will do is type here under installation. Before I even start, I will put out requires PHP 7.3 or higher. Or later. Right? Always document. So git add, git commit. Not support 7.2. So thanks for watching. That's a little video on how I would fix Composer can't install because the packages aren't compatible type error in a WordPress plugin. Hope this was helpful to you. And like and subscribe to the Plugin Machine YouTube channel for more videos like this. Thanks. Bye.